This door represents your relationship with God. When you're praying daily, you're reading your Bible daily, you're going to church weekly, you are doing everything that you can to stay in communion with God, you're close. The door is shut, it's sealed. Like you two are like this, and nothing can come between you. But when you don't pray as much, like you start missing a couple of days of prayer or maybe a day of reading your Bible, the door opens. Now, a lot can't fit through here, but because you're not doing the things that kept you and God close, you naturally begin to drift. And little bitty things can kind of seep through here, little mistakes here and there that you may have done when you were in the world or whatnot. When you go a week without praying or a week without reading your Bible, the door opens a little bit wider. Now, at this point, a lot of other things can come into the picture. Old habits, things in which you used to struggle with, addictions or whatnot can start to seep back into your life because what kept you close to God, you're not doing. Praying, reading your Bible, going to church, worshiping, etc. When you don't do those things, you start drifting away from God. Let's just say you don't read your Bible for a few months, or you don't go to church for a few months, or you don't even pray for a while. The door just gets wide open. And at this point, you are accessible to backsliding, falling back into sin, doing things in which God had delivered you from, just practicing that sinful nature that you did when you were in the world. But in the book of James, God says, if you draw near to me, I'll draw near to you. And his grace is so good, it's so sufficient that when we call out to him, he is gracious enough to forgive us, and we can get communion with him if we just start doing those things like we used to. Praying, reading our Bibles, going to church, praise and worship, fellowshipping with other Christians. We need to be doing all that we possibly can to keep this door shut, to keep the enemy from coming in, to keep those old habits from rising back up. Because as long as you're in the world, you will have to fight the flesh. You will have to fight the enemy. And it is vital for us to stay as close to God as we possibly can. Okay? Stay on it, saints.